Hey Giant Chatters, I hope you're having an awesome day. It's tier list time. Marvel Rivals Season 2 tier list. Let's dive right into this. Actually, you know what? Before this, I just want to say grinding ranked has been pretty right now as a strategist. I feel like you lose way more points than climbing, than winning points, that is. And my opinions will be probably pretty biased towards the strategist mains in this video. So with that out of the way, let's just start this. Okay, so first hero, Captain America. B tier. Solid B tier for me. Whenever I see a Captain America, what kind of like changed with how I perceive him in game. It's between, before it was kind of like, we have a Captain America. Ugh. Right now, we have a Captain America. Okay. He's gonna be so annoying to focus down. His ultimate, I consider it more of a strategist ultimate, just running around the place, stalling the point forever. He is very good at chasing you down and just existing in the team fights. And I feel like if you leave him do what he does, which is just Captain Cardio you during the entire team fight, then he will just carry games. You gotta be pretty good at him though, with good animation, cancel the stuff and stuff to get value out of him. So for me, he's just a solid B tier hero. Next, Doctor Strange is A tier for me. I think that his kit is probably gonna allow him to be one of the best vanguards in the game for a lot of seasons to come. He has the utility with the teleport is just insane. Speaking of teleport, please, Marvel Rivals, fix. It's like season 2. Fix the way that he can just body block you in spawn. I mean, with the teleporter ability, it is so annoying. You can't get out. There's no counterplay to that, and then just sit there and wait for the portals to just disappear from the doors. I want that changed, but we're talking about his strength in season 2. Definitely A tier hero. Has a new team up with Scarlet Witch, which I feel like hasn't been like that explored by players, and I want to see the more time goes how strong that team up will actually be. But the general idea is, bro, you need a shield, you need a solid tank pick. You can't go wrong with Doctor Strange. Yes, he got some nerfs and stuff, but I think that if you feel like you're the Strange GOAT, you definitely are still gonna get huge value out of him. Now the newest addition to the hero roster, Emma Frost, is S tier. Okay, and I can give you a billion reasons why she's S tier, but for me, number 1 is the following. The ultimate is insane. The ultimate is insane. The fact that you cannot cast your own ultimate if you get hit by it is just, I know I said insane. It's out of this world. She is incredible, very fun to play. I feel like when you play her, even if you lose, you feel like you're having a good time, and that actually encourages you to keep on playing the hero. She's pick or ban most of the times. The team up is insane with Psylocke and with Magneto. I'm seeing a lot of players just ask for an Emma for the team up, for Psylocke specifically, and yeah, she's just super strong going into season 2 of Marvel Rivals. Next up, we have Groot. Groot is S tier for me. You know how I yapped a little bit at the beginning of the game, and I was like, you know what? Groot's ultimate is, I feel like, super easy to follow up. In a game like Marvel Rivals, where there are a lot of things happening on screen at the same time, Groot brings a little bit of understanding in the chaos. Why? Because everybody just flying around, moving around. Well, Groot just presses Q, and then you just stand over there, and then the teammates go like, oh yeah, let's focus them over there. You can follow up with some combos in his ultimate. You can you can go with a Moon Knight ultimate. You can go with an Iron Man ultimate. Or your teammates can just like shoot the ones that are standing still in front of you in the Groot ultimate. But that's not what makes him, I think, insane in S tier as a pick. It's the walls. The walls are so annoying, and I feel like we need, in the future of Marvel Rivals, more heroes to break down bros' walls. Because right now, a lot of the times in my games, we're like, who's gonna focus the walls? Break the walls, the walls, the walls, walls everywhere. We need more wall-breaking heroes, or buff some heroes that have, that can like destroy the map, destroy the walls faster. You know, like Loki can break the map faster than other heroes, from what I know. And I heard that Psylocke also, for whatever reason, can burst the map too, like same rhythm as Loki. So maybe there's something over there. Maybe they can just change that so that he can do more damage to Groot's walls. So yeah, bro is just definitely an S tier pick. Next up, Bruce Banner. Bruce Banner is, the Hulk is I know I yapped a lot about like my top 3 picks slash bans with Bruce. Okay, I'm gonna stop it. Hulk is A tier for me. Hulk is A tier for me. I'm gonna take a sip from the coffee. I expected him to be S tier going into this, but I was proven wrong by how strong Emma Frost and Groot are, and I'd prefer having them rather than I'd have Hulk. So bro has a new. First, I want to chat about his buffs. He's literally better than before because of all of the buffs and stuff. He's more mobile, farms the ultimate faster, has lower cooldown, I think, on the AoE bubble thingy that helps him farm the ultimate faster, because if you break down that bubble, then he gets the ultimate faster. But that's not the thing. Like, he's just going to jump around and stuff. More mobile, very annoying. But the thing is, maybe he's not that fast at doing that, and you can poke him down a lot before the fight begins, because bro doesn't have a shield. That bubble is interesting, but it's not a big shield in front of him. It's not a wall or stuff like that, and left unchecked, yes, he's gonna be super annoying to deal against. But to a certain extent, he's kind of like an ult farming sponge, you know, sometimes. But this doesn't mean that if you're not insane at Hulk, you're not gonna get value, which is why I put him in A tier. The second part of what I want to chat about Hulk is the fact that he has a really, really good team up right now with Namor. With Namor and Iron Man, Namor got moved from the Luna Snow team up to having a team up with Hulk. To my knowledge, the turret is kind of buggy right now. I think that if you break line of sight and then you enter it doesn't do damage to you. I haven't checked that myself, so I expect that to be looked at and changed. But it's still, Namor with an extra target is still pretty annoying to deal against. And I saw a post saying that, you know what Marvel Rivals should do? They should just give Namor a different team up every time, so you'll complain about the Namor team up. But bro, it's very annoying when he's just going behind you, throwing the buffed squid from the team up and one of his usual squids, and then he just right clicks at you. It's just painful overall. And for these reasons, I think that Hulk is just solid A tier pick for the Gamma team up most of the times. Magneto. Okay, I stand the character of Magneto, my initial perception on him. I think Magneto is S tier. Still, probably the most solid tank in the game, the most solid vanguard in the game for the last couple of seasons. I feel like he dethrones Strange in that regard. He just works. He just works. The bubbles are insane. Why? Because like you can enable a Starler going in and pressing E. You can enable a lot of players by just going in and bubbling them. You can bubble yourself. You can block a lot with that shield. The ultimate is still a teamfight winning ultimate, although in Season 2 you have it way later in team fights than in the previous seasons, but not necessarily way later because they increased the amount of ultimate charge that you need for the hero. It's just that he's just solid, you know, and the ultimate still makes a big impact. Bro's just a solid pick. I've seen posts chatting about from each role, if you'd have to like pick someone to specialize on, who you'd pick and like have as in your hero pool. And I was thinking, you know what? I think that if you want to learn how to play Vanguard, one Vanguard, learn Magneto. There are very few comps in which he doesn't work, and he's just all around such a strong, and I would say quite easy here to pick up and master. Okay, Peni. Sorry, got a spam message, smiley face. Okay, Peni. Peni got some buffs. Penny's B tier. I am not having that many issues against Peni. As a strategist, that is. I think it's way more annoying if you're playing Dive Duelist against her. Like, you're just gonna go in the mines and stuff. Players have started to learn slowly but surely to focus the nest. And yeah, I just keep my distance, don't go in close corridors, and I, as a strategist, don't see her carry games that often, especially because usually if she's like anchoring one part of the point, we're just gonna go in the other part, or like swap to a big poke team comp and just, to a certain extent, same as you're playing against the Hulk, in which you just try to farm her, shoot her for free if nobody else is inside. But a good Peni can carry games. I'm not saying that a good Peni can carry games. You definitely can. But it's gonna be trickier than with other Vanguards. The thing. Now, here's the thing. I'm sorry. There's a thing with the thing in which you gotta make a thing joke. You gotta make the thing joke whenever it's happening. So, here's the thing. I'm putting the thing in A tier. Cue up laughing track. No? Okay, fine. So, the thing is in A tier. Now, I was debating between putting him between S or A tier, and the reason why for me he's in A tier is because he's one of the few Vanguards that actually, as a strategist in this season of pain, suffering, and misery of getting dive 24/7 without helping the backline, can help, and the thing players actually help strategists in the back. Not all the time, but he's super good against anti-dive, just turning around, throwing himself at you, giving you damage reduction, I think. So he's good against as a counter dive hero. Has an issue of course, being able to like kite him around and poke him out because bro doesn't have a shield. And on some maps he's stronger than on others. On maps where it's good to go in full, it's clobbering time mode, he's just gonna pop off. But if the map is very open and the team comp doesn't allow him to shine, then you might not win that many games with him. But the general idea is you play against dive heroes, the thing usually will get picked and bro will try to protect the team. Thor. Thor mains, I am sorry. I'm putting Thor in C tier. Bro, I want this hero to become meta, to become S tier, but he needs buffs. He needs some changes and stuff. Like, he has a pretty decent team up with Hela, in which he gets rest with Hela and Loki. If Hela gets an elimination, you get rest. The primary part of it, I think the second part is you get some extra health if you get an elimination with Hela. I don't know the specifics, but the rest idea is cool for the team up. But here's the thing. No, here's the thing. So, Thor is very hard to play. I think he might be, actually, now that I look at all the Vanguards, I think he might be the hardest Vanguard to master from a micro gameplay perspective. I think you need to understand exactly which combinations of abilities you should rotate in order to maximize the value on the hero. Your APM has to be high, your position has to be immaculate. If you a lot of the times Thor players just walk up, start spinning their hammer, they're half HP and they still go. You know what I mean? Some Thor players, I swear, they're so good at avoiding damage and understanding where they should attack and where the fight should come from before starting the fight, that if somehow he can get to you with 100 HP, it's going to be a pain in the ass to deal against. But when he throws those lightning bolts, whoosh, whoosh, players understood how much damage they do. You just avoid them and you just go in and whatever. I think that not necessarily he needs better numbers changed. I think he needs more fluidity, faster way of casting abilities so that he can get pushed into the meta. Speaking of the meta and fluidity of the hero, Venom is A tier. Dive is pretty strong right now. I know. As a strategist, I'm getting dived a lot. Playing against Venom and Spidey is very painful. Yeah, that's the general idea. Dive is strong right now. Venom plus Spidey, they have a really good team up. They dive in. Spidey gets invincible for like 1 second with that team up ability, if I remember correctly, and he's just gonna be melting you. Good at finding isolated targets, good at finding, just engaging and getting out with a lot of life. Venom players right now are getting super good at disengaging with a lot of, at the perfect moment. Before they would, a couple of seasons ago, I feel like they would slam and then get greedy with the shield usage, but right now they mastered that. He synergizes super well with Raccoon's ultimate too. And yeah, Venom's just a solid pick right now. And that's it for the Vanguards. Right, moving on to duelists. First duelist we have here is Black Panther, which is C tier. I rarely see Black Panthers pop off. The meta ain't favorable. I feel like a lot of chatting chatters are saying that Black Panther is just a tickle monster. Bro, just gonna tickle you to death. If you have the right team come to play him, to play against as Black Panther, then yeah, you're gonna be popping off, getting his sets front, middle, left, and right for your dashes, especially against Loki, for instance. But there are other duelists that do his job way better, which is just go in, get eliminations, and then get out. Next up, Black Widow, C tier. Hear me out. I've had some Widows playing duo with Mantis players, and Widow was unstoppable. Like, literally unstoppable. But you have to have two scenarios in which Black Widow can be A tier or even S tier in certain cases. Number one, you have to have an insane game. Like, you have to land your shots. If bro did not do like aim training before queuing up for Marvel Rivals ranked and selecting Black Widow, then you will probably not have a good time. Especially with how mobile the heroes are in this game. You have to have insane aim consistently on this hero to make sure that you get results. And the second condition, cumulative conditions, is you have to have a Mantis with a damage boost. So you can one-shot. And right now, Mantis got to change to the damage boost / healing abilities, in which you can stack them. Not necessarily like double the damage boost, like double the healing, but double the duration. So instead of having a damage boost on a Widow for 8 seconds, you can make it so that the Widow is going to have damage boost for 16 seconds. So you can just throw 2 of those on the Widow and then do whatever with Mantis. And your Widow in 16 seconds, that's more than enough time to like find some nasty shots onto the enemies. More consistently though, I feel like Black Widow is still C tier with this. I think she needs more changes if we want to see her being picked / banned a lot in Marvel Rivals. And yeah, C tier for me. Hawkeye. Bro got huge buffs, and I'm seeing him played quite a lot, and I'm putting him in A tier. Hawkeye is A tier. Same thing as with Widow. You gotta have really nice aim, but you don't need a Mantis in order to ensure that your hero is popping off. The ultimate change feels super good. I'm seeing a lot of Hawkeyes just spamming nonstop and getting eliminations in the ultimate. And with a lack of shield tanks sometimes when you're playing like with Emma Frost, that yes, I know she has a shield, but let's be honest, it's not on permanently. You're gonna have a Hawkeye getting picks before the team fights even begin. And if you can land your shots, bro is just gonna carry the games. Next up, we got Hela. Hela is S tier. You're gonna see that I'm gonna be putting one of at least like one of the strategists also in S tier, and for the same reasons as I'm putting Hela now in S tier. Hela is just consistent, easy to understand to play, both for you, your team, and the enemies. If they don't position accordingly, they're gonna be suffering from Hela. You just get high ground, you go for headshots, you're good mechanically, you get a good understanding of the flow of the team fights, you try to focus the squishies down, go for duels and stuff. If you're going to point that day, Hela is just going to be carrying so much, so hard. She's just a safe, consistent, strong pick in Marvel Rivals Season 2. Now, this one is a surprise. For me, this one is a surprise. The Human Torch, S tier. I did not think that the changes that he got actually put him in S tier. Like, in the first couple of days, he wasn't played that much. But then, literally, after 2 or 3 days, we see 1 or 2 Human Torch mains, then 3 or 4, then 5 or 6, then 8, then 9, then 10, then 100. Like, they just multiplied so fast. Yeah, the changes that Human Torch got for a very fast review over here. Reduce attack fire interval for fire cluster from 0.6 to 0.5 seconds, so it's going to feel better. Launch timing of the primary fire projectile has been advanced. And increases the cooldown for Flaming Meteor from 12 to 15 seconds, but add a new effect. This is it. After releasing Flaming Meteor, immediately gain 75 bonus health. That will definitely decay afterwards. Bro is very hard to focus in the sky. Gonna get that bonus HP and stuff throughout the team fights. He is just painful to deal against right now. And he is a pick or banned. So if you want to climb or you want to learn Human Torch, this is the pick that I have for you going into Marvel Rivals Season 2. Next up, another surprise for me. And give me 1 second. It's Iron Fist. Iron Fist in B tier. Still has the team up with Luna. And which Luna just gets an extra healing ability. You boop the enemies away, stuff like that. But the idea is the following. Iron Fist got some buffs that the TLDR is he's just better against tanks because he does like percentage damage against them, against like the max health of them. So he kind of like takes the role of Wolverine right now. And if you're a Vanguard main, you will probably place this hero way higher in the tier list. Or like if you play against him, you're gonna be like, oh no, they have an Iron Fist, because it is painful playing against heroes like Iron Fist or against Wolverine, knowing that they're gonna be coming after you and not after the strategist in the backline. As a strategist, he's kind of annoying to deal against and stuff. If team doesn't shoot him, then yes, he will be carrying team fights. But I don't think that he has that much agency in like single-handedly has the possibility of like carrying games compared to like a hero like Hawkeye or Hela or Human Torch in case they have a super good day, you know, and they have a super good game. And for that reason, I'm putting him in B tier. Next up, we have Iron Man. C tier. Yo, I was thinking so much about where I should put Iron Man because the meta right now is not with strategists are getting dived a lot. And when strategists are getting dived a lot, usually what you want to do is you have two options. You either stack triple strategist team comps, in which you go with big, massive AoE ultimates to survive the damage, in which case Iron Man should just go big, huge explosion onto them to burst through the healing, which is not the case right now. Or the second option, you go with strategists that actually fight the duelists. And this is the scenario in which we kind of are right now. Although, let's be honest, strategists don't have that good of a chance right now against the duelists because of the nerfs that they've gotten throughout. Like in this patch, nerfs to Loki, nerfs to Adam, but we'll get to that in a second. Iron Man is getting focused a lot by Spider-Man's, the meta is just not favorable for him. I think that he's a strong hero. I think that a second we're gonna get a next patch in which the heroes that I played right now, Dive is played right now, will get looked at. I think that he's gonna make a comeback, but at this moment in time with the buffs that he got, he ain't that good. He's just gonna get focused down in team fights. Magik. Solid B tier. I've had some insane Magik players in my games, and oh my god, is she a pain in the ass to deal against. If you're the one focused by her, she can one-shot to a lot of strategist ultimates, but you have to have a good understanding of her kit. You can't just like go, guys, I want to go Magik and pop off. No, you have to study the hero a bit. You have to analyze what you want to do. It's not like you go, Hela, guys, I feel like today I'm aiming. You land headshots and then GG, you win. You know, there's like a little bit more to that. And for that reason, because she's harder to get consistent value out of unless you're a Magik specialist, I'm putting her in B tier. Mr. Fantastic. Now, this is the hero that I speculated, looking at the patch notes, will be super good, and I'm super happy to say that he's doing fantastically. Putting him in A tier. Why in A tier right now? Because I think that a lot of ours haven't been invested into this hero, not necessarily from the players that play Mr. Fantastic. I think we have some insane Mr. Fantastic players all over the world. But you have to build a team comp that helps him, that enables him to actually pop off. Like, you can't just pick Mr. Fantastic and whatever vanguards or duelists or strategists, for that matter, you want to go with. You have to... The team kind of like has to play around you and understand the fact that you're just tanky, like a beefy duelist, more of a mini vanguard, I would say, that is just painful to deal against, and have a full understanding of what his kit actually does. The more the game will go on in Season 2, the higher up I think we'll see him, maybe making it into S tier once we will have a team comp build around Mr. Fantastic, who I think is pretty strong against Dive and really good at peeling for the backlines. Next up, we have... I'm checking my list, by the way. I put some thought into this. Moon Knight, C tier. I think that Moon Knight is okay, but would I gotta have any of these duelists over here? Nah, just an overall decentish pick. I don't think that you're a liability if you pick Moon Knight, especially if you play with some heavy combo oriented team comps. Like, for instance, Groot plus Moon Knight still goes very hard. I just think that he's a solid pick, but might get a little bit outpaced movement-wise with how fast the meta is right now, with how fast heroes are just running around for the middle, left, and right. And I think that he kind of needs some mobility changes, some quality of life changes in which he can just cast the abilities that help him reposition a little bit faster to make sure that the gameplay feels more fluid. Namor is no more S tier. Namor is A tier. One of the best duelists in the game since the game got released. To a certain extent, I think that the team up that he has with Hawkeye now might be a little bit weaker than the one that he had with Luna beforehand, but still, he's super good against Dive, super good with Luna, because you can just put the snowflake on Namor and he's just going to control high ground and go for cheeky flanks and stuff. He will carry a lot of games. He's still pick for banned consistently, and if you want to learn one of the duelists that are, in my opinion, pretty straightforward with their gameplay style, to try to pick them up in case you're forced to play that role because you're locking 5 strategists, for instance, and just 1 vanguard. Just pick Namor, stay on high ground, place the squids, go for the backline if you feel like it. Just shift out, wait for help, or just peel for your team against dive. Just a consistent, strong hero. Psylocke. Okay, Psylocke. I'm happy to say this, because I love Psylocke gameplay. I'm putting Psylocke really high up. Psylocke is an S tier here going into this season, and a lot of it has to do with the addition of Emma. The team up, which seemed pretty confusing at the beginning, in which like you just copied and you just like made an illusion of yourself for a couple of seconds that mimicked what you're doing with Psylocke / with Magneto, is way stronger than I expected. And good Psylocke players started to carry a lot of games. I think that she is S tier. If you're super good at a hero, you understand the breakpoints, you understand who you should focus in team fights, and you will hard carry games if you're super good on the hero. So yeah, the team up with Emma Frost just pushed her up in S tier for me in this season. If there's no Emma, then she's just whatever, A, B, whatever. But with the team up, definitely S tier. Speaking of team ups, Scarlet Witch also got a team up, but that was the same consequence in her place in the meta as we had with Psylocke. Because Scarlet Witch is C tier. The new team up with Doctor Strange is interesting and unexplored in my opinion, and I think that it's because there are not that many Scarlet Witch mains the higher you go up in the ratings and stuff. I think that she's like one of those heroes that a lot of players are having a lot of results when you first start to play the game, but once you understand what her kit does and how the ultimate works especially, then you will not be having that many issues against her. This being said, I think that there is some hidden untapped potential with this hero, especially paired up with Doctor Strange, and you can come up with some cheesy plays with the ultimate that, if I'm not mistaken, I'm just going to check the patch notes really fast, you can actually pop it faster, it casts faster. 1 second. Reality, erasure, rework the slow effect to start at 1.5 seconds instead of starting immediately. So the TLDR is that you're not going to be moving that slow in the ultimate, so you should be able to get more ultimates in as well. Yeah, so C tier for me for Scarlet Witch in this, but there is potential there, and I really wish that more Scarlet Witch players are gonna ask for the team up with Doctor Strange and just see more Scarlet Witch being played. Next up, okay, Spider-Man. Spider-Man is weak, Spider-Man is strong, Spider-Man for me is A tier. He's not S tier because I feel like you got to be pretty good at him to pop off. He can get kind of countered and stuff, but he can get in and out of the team fights in the blink of an eye. If he gets picked, he's back in the team fights just like that. He has super good 1v1 potential, super flashy hero to play against. Very annoying to deal against if you're a strategist that gets dived by him, if you're isolated, or if you get dived with Venom. Bro, Venom plus Spider-Man duo goes so hard. I think you can carry so much with this combo, and it's also to a certain extent pretty easy to pull off. You just pick a target, you ready? Ready. Go, dive, you're low, you press the team up ability, you get out. You can't get that elimination at that perfect moment. You sit over there, you complain a little bit, those heroes are broken and stuff, and once you're done complaining, you dive in again. Meanwhile, the heroes that you dive before gotta wait for their cooldowns to be up. I don't think we're going to be seeing Spider-Man nerfs in the future. I think the meta, hopefully the meta will change and stuff, but at this moment he is super strong, and a lot of players are learning to master him in Season 2. I could see his cooldowns being increased by half a second, 1 second, 2 seconds, maybe the hitbox. I know there was a big discussion about the uppercut radius, that when he uppercuts, he can uppercut underneath you. The range is pretty chunky, pretty forgivable. So you might see that change too, but that doesn't remove the fact that he is a hard hero to master, very flashy, very solid A tier if you play him right. Next up, we have Squirrel Girl, F tier. I'm sorry. I have not seen a single Squirrel Girl main that has been carrying games consistently. Not even a single game I've seen, actually, now that I think about it. She is really good if everybody plays grouped up together, because you can farm your ultimate super fast. The ultimate change, though, is annoying because the enemies can break it super fast right now, so even that's out of the discussion. The strength that she has, in my opinion, is the stuns. the stun. Also with a team up with Venom, Spidey, you know, like the stun. You chain the stuns, you land the stuns on the heroes and stuff, but I've yet to see a Squirrel Girl main consistently land the hard stuns on a Magik or on a Spidey. On the tanks, it's pretty, on the Vanguards, it's pretty easy, it's pretty straightforward, just throw at them. But on these heroes, kind of difficult. So if you're a Squirrel Girl main, I think that if you want to have more results, practice not landing necessarily the shots that you have to do damage, but the snags, I think they're called. Star-Lord for me is A tier. Strong, got a bit of a tiny nerf. Break that with a Magneto though, that when bro goes in gets bubbled. Still a solid pick. Can get this high ground. Good at 1v1s. Just, there's not that much to say about Star-Lord. He's just consistent at just flying around, being annoying. And even though you don't feel that presence, like his presence that much, he's more like a mosquito that's just a bzzz, just annoying over there. Left unchecked, he'll carry a lot of games. Storm, because the meta is really fast right now, I think that Storm is B tier. I think that the speed boost and the damage boost that she has, she's really good in team comps that want to play together. The thing is, here's the thing. Second time I make that joke, I promise that was the last time. Or the third time. Anyway, irrelevant. Storm is overall decent as a hero pick, but you have to build a team comp that wants to play together. She's one of those heroes that your entire team has to know exactly what a hero does. You can't just leave her unchecked. And for that reason, she's B tier, higher up than C tier, because she brings more hero mobility to the team and a hero like synergy with the team, because you bring utility and you have a super good team up with the Human Torch over here. So these two ultimates are a pain in the ass to deal against. And if you don't have good hit scans, like good answer to the flying heroes, Human Torch and Storm, then this is a combo that you're pretty afraid to play against. Next up, we got the Punisher. B tier. Paired up super well with Rocket Raccoon. Same as always. Good against breaking walls. Good against bursting tanks. Very good against Venom, The Thing, maybe Hulk, Groot. Just a consistent pick, but he might get outclassed mobility-wise compared to the other heroes. And just a solid pick overall. We have two more duelists. Winter Soldier. Again. That is a TLDR of Winter Soldier. Bro's gonna find picks. Can get a lot of resets with the heroes that are being played. Good in 1v1s. The range thing... The range that he has is sufficient in this meta. Just a solid, consistent pick. The team up got removed with Rocket Raccoon, which was a better team up than the one that he currently has right now with Captain America. But this is still like one of those unexplored ones. I think that Captain America plus Bucky would go pretty hard if you are playing like with a friend that plays a lot of one of these two heroes and you play the other one. Then I think you can cheese your way to getting higher up in ratings and maybe even define the new meta in the future. I think the team up is unexplored. And we have some potential for him to be maybe placed in S tier, but currently just a solid A tier pick. And finally, Wolverine. I'm still hearing consistently, bro, what do we ban? What do we ban? What do we ban? Ban Wolverine if you have no idea who to ban and stuff. Still very annoying to play against if you're playing Vanguard. Consistent, solid pick. Maybe lower down over here, B tier. I just think that Wolverine is more straightforward than Iron Fist is with what bro has to do in team comps. Harder to get, you're gonna go like, yeah, bro, but it's harder to get value out of him right now and stuff like that. Okay, but realistically speaking, he will eventually yoink one of the tanks, one of the Vanguards, and win the team fight. So for that reason, he's really good. Not to mention that one of the strategies I'm gonna be chatting about is played quite a lot right now, that one being Invisible Woman. His ultimate is super good against her ultimate because you just yoink them out of the ultimate with your ult and carry team fights and completely ignore her ultimate. So for that reason, A tier for me. That's it for duelists, and now let's move on to strategists. First strategist is Adam Warlock. This is a hot take. C tier. Adam Warlock is C tier right now. Bro got hit so hard with that nerf for the link from 30 to 40 seconds. It is so painful to play him. Not to mention the fact that the ultimate also got nerfed when you're trying to rest squishies, because they get rest with lower HP than before. Vanguards get rest with more HP than before, and he did not get any compensations for these nerfs. I would have wanted an extra healing charge, or maybe some mobility. Maybe bro can fly and stuff. I mean, it's Adam Warlock. Some mobility would have been insane. And you're gonna be like, bro, but he's good. He's whatever. Hear me out. So even though you play Adam Warlock super good and you land the shots consistently and stuff, I feel like landing the shots consistently is hard because the game doesn't necessarily move at this moment in time that smooth, and you have to have really good hit scan aim, which means you have to be very precise. His hitboxes are not that forgivable when you're landing shots compared to other heroes that just aim in the general direction, and they have big hitboxes for their abilities. Bro has to land the shots on you, and when everything's moving so fast, it's hard. Second reason is the Soul Link is interesting with, like, the way that you use it is you use it to counter ultimates, or you use it to win duels and stuff. But the problem is that right now, if you use it, that's they go in, they force it, they get out, and you have the cooldown. I think it's going to be available in 30 seconds or 20 seconds before you can actually do something to them when they want to dive you again. If the enemies really want the Adam Warlock dead with dive comps, then yes, he's good against them if you're fighting them and you're poking them before you fight. But if they're organized, they go in, they force the link, they get out, they go in, you dead. You did. I'm sorry, you did. They gotta give him something else in this, because it's pretty painful right now being an Adam Warlock main. And I love playing Adam Warlock, and I'm just taking advantage of the fact that teams are not that organized and ranked and they're going in one by one by one. But I mean, I'm serious. If Venom and Spidey just both decide to dive me at the same time, force the link, get out, come back in, I'm dead. I'm dead. Simple as that. Speaking of dive, Cloak and Dagger. This might be this is more of a prediction, also kind of like a mild hot take, I would say. I'm putting Cloak and Dagger in A tier. And I had like some teammates go like, why do you go Cloak and Dagger? You're throwing your stuff. Bro. Currently, as a strategist, I'm getting dived a lot. I'm suffering a lot, right? And not a lot of my teammates are helping me in the backline. It's fine if you're getting dived and your team trades with the other team, you know, like trades with them. But it's not fine when you get dived and then your team is not winning the fight because they're not getting any picks and they're not helping you either. Well, Cloak and Dagger, even if not picked that much at this moment in time, I think will make a comeback slowly but surely in this, because they're one of the heroes that can self-peel for themselves. Because what would you have? A hero that provides utility, shields, whatever, slows, pulls, whatever it is, but dies, right? Like most of the time they're dead and spawn because they don't get any help. Or a hero that just like brings some nice damage, some nice healing. They survive. They survive. Playing Cloak and Dagger right now, to a certain extent, is similar to playing Moira in Overwatch, which I always say, it's better to just be alive in the fight consistently rather than bring a little bit of utility and stay 90% of the time in spawn dead. Better to be in the team fight 80% of the time, but not bring that much utility. So the general idea is, if you die a lot right now in Season 2, pick Cloak and Dagger. An Invisible Woman. Invisible Woman, S tier. I think she's a little bit harder to play right now than she was like in the previous season, in Season 1.5 and in Season 1. She's still a very strong pick. Works super well with the team-ups, with the Human Torch, with Mr. Fantastic, with a thing. Ultimate is good, consistent value, but I might be coming up with a tinfoil hat theory on. I feel like I get more points while playing Invisible Woman, even if I lose, than on any other strategist. And the reason why is because I have good accuracy, I have good damage, I have good healing, no matter if I lose the game or win the game or not. I don't know if this is just me or it's a placebo or something that my head invented in this, but if I want to make sure that I start climbing and stuff, I'll try to look at more Invisible Woman. And yeah, the shield got nerfed, but good shield management, especially with flying heroes like the Human Torch, with putting this on Hela or Psylocke when she duels, just solid, consistent pick. Jeff, my beloved, my favorite hero that I don't play that much and I want to start learning to play is, I'm sorry, Jeff. Jeff is C tier. Jeff is, unless you're the Jeff GOAT, you're going to have a hard time playing Jeff. I think he needs some help with the ultimate, in which a lot of the times use your ultimate to throw the enemies off the map, right? You don't use the ultimate to save the teammates from what is happening. So I'm speculating. I'm hoping maybe in the future Jeff will be able to help teammates out more with the ultimate so that you're encouraged to use it as a kind of defensive ultimate rather than non-stop aggressive one to throw people off the maps, because that means that you're limited to making Jeff like a map-specific strong hero, you know? Because on some maps he works if you can pull them off the map, on some maps he just doesn't work. And at the same time, he's very annoying to play against. Although I love playing against, although I love Jeff as a hero, it's super annoying to focus him down. You know, like he just has non-stop mobility. Just bubbles, goes on the ground, bubbles, goes on the ground, bubbles, goes on the ground, shoots you, goes on the ground, and he's so hard to pick off. So I would expect them to look into some changes for him, lower down his mobility a bit, and make it more team-oriented with his kit. Still, I think he's a super popular hero, super fun to play, but not the strongest one currently if you're not the Jeff Goat. Loki. Loki might be loved. Don't forget to check out my Loki guide that I released a while ago. Loki, and I've been looking in with him quite a lot, is S tier. Bro works in a lot of scenarios. You just gotta be mindful with how you play with your illusions against players like heroes like Hawkeye, heroes like Black Widow with Mantis damage boost on her. Just be mindful and adjust your playstyle accordingly, because you don't want to stand still with Loki sometimes and take the risk of maybe they guess the illusion and then you get absolutely cooked and the team fight and get picked before that. Still, super good with the heroes that are being played right now. Decent against dive. Yes, the nerf hurt him a little bit with the fact that the regeneration domain cooldown got increased, but he can still make it work. You just got to be less trigger happy when you want to use that ability. Solid pick. Loki is one of the keys to climbing in Marvel Rivals as a strategist in Season 2. Now, Luna Snow, hear me out. I play a lot of Luna Snow. S tier. I don't think, if your plan is to climb with heroes and stuff, I don't recommend, as strategists, I don't recommend picking Luna Snow that much. Yes, she's consistent. Yes, she helps the team. Yes, she's annoying versus the enemies. But the more you play her, the more you realize that to a certain extent, the carry potential that Luna Snow has compared to heroes like Loki or Invisible Woman or even some heroes from C tier like Adam is pretty limited. She's just a strong overall pick. One of the must-know strategists, I would say. Good ultimate, good with a snowflake over there, good with landing the shots, just a consistent hero overall. And I think she's similar to Hela or Magneto from a player perspective, as in just solid pick. And we all know how to play around their kits in order to maximize her kit. And now we have two more strategists remaining. Mantis. Bro, I really want Mantis higher up, but I'm sorry, I'm putting Mantis in S tier. I got so hyped when I saw the changes, the fact that you can just like stack the duration of the damage boost and of the healing. But the problem is that she got nerfed, got less HP from 275 to 250. The problem is that it's just not enough. It's more of a quality of life change, which if you're goated at Mantis before, you could still pull off consistently, you know, like managing that here and there with your resources, with your leaves. I don't know what they gotta do to Mantis. I don't even think that a meta change would be favorable for her, guys. And let's say tomorrow, I don't know, Venom, Spidey, or like big tanky team compositions are not played anymore. I just think that she needs straight up buffs to make her into the meta. Bring her into the meta, maybe add some extra leaves to her kit, similar to how you could push Adam back in the meta if you just like add extra charges to his E, or maybe other team utility, something like that. So Mantis mains, I want to join you, I want to climb with her, but I don't think she's it right now. Speaking of who is the strongest, or one of the strongest right now, that was not a good segue, but we'll just go with it. Raccoon is S tier. Final hero that I'm going to be adding to the Marvel Rivals tier list over here. Raccoon is S tier. I was debating when I saw the changes if he's going to be weaker than before, if he's going to be a meme pick and stuff. But bro is pick/banned in a lot of games. I think he has a pretty huge pick rate and pretty huge win rate too. Just insane right now. You get a lot of rests off. The ultimate is super nice. Your teammates are not upset he's spaghetti and they stopped flaming Raccoons from my experience if you pick him. Because I don't have a defensive ultimate, we're going to be losing. Bro, we have a defensive ultimate, you know? You can use it even not as a defensive ultimate, just start team fights with it, especially because you get your ultimate kind of fast with Rocket Raccoon to just benefit from that shields that you're getting, the extra health that you're getting, to make sure that your team is tankier before the fight even begins. One tip that I have for you for Rocket Raccoon though is try to hide your ultimates in the team fight, because right now the name of the game is they have a Rocket Raccoon, focus the ultimate. Don't just throw it in the middle. Try to hide it around the wall, or maybe even try to put a little bit of high ground so that the enemies have to look right in front of you or look a little bit up. So what do I pick? Look there or look there? And while they look there, you can just focus them. So definitely try to hide your ultimates more with Rocket Raccoon, and that's about it with him. So this is my tier list in Season 2 of Marvel Rivals, and yeah, please let me know what you think of it. If you enjoyed the content, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next YouTube video or on my live streams. I stream both on Twitch at twitch.tv/ML7support or right here on YouTube. If you enjoyed the content, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Till next time, ML7 out.